Fortunately, I'll never have to worry about this, but I do think about it often because there are a lot of fragrances in my collection that I really do love and I think the world of, and I think they're amazing scents. But at the end of the day, if I had to choose only 10 that I absolutely could not live without, powerful, strong men's fragrances, at the current state of my collection right now, these are the 10 that I would pick, right? This could rotate, this could evolve, this could change as I continue to get new things in, and also as my taste continues to change and develop. But at the current point in my collecting hobby, these are the ones that I would pick over everything else. I mean, we're talking some top tier stuff here. So if you're in the market for some fragrances, you kind of want to get currently what some of my obsessions are as of right now, these are what we're going to be looking at. And I will link them up down below as well, so you can get these at a discount. Let's just jump right in, all right? And we're going to start off with DIOR Homme Parfum. So a little bit tricky to get here in the United States. It does drop and come into stock every so often, and every time it does, I post a little post on my community tab. So if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're not checking in on the community tab multiple times a day, there's a good chance you're missing out on some great deals and some rare stuff like this. It's came into stock quite a few times. I think I've posted about it maybe 3 or 4 times at this point, 5 maybe, and each time it sells out quick, and a lot of you guys have been able to get yours. So make sure you stalk that page and give me a subscribe. So this one has leather, it's got oud, and of course it has iris with that smooth chocolatey smell, a nice rich leather note, and a very, very slight, mild oud that is not strong at all. It's silky, it's creamy, it's smooth. Everything about this fragrance is just sexy all the way through. It's truly a work of art, and if you were to ask myself if it's worth the hype, I would say no question. Next up, we have a fragrance that's already been with me for a long time. Actually, DIOR Homme Parfum has as well, but it's one that I just always have to have. It's one that I still wear so often, and it's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Sea notes, patchouli, and incense. I'll run through these quick because you guys know them, but I love it. It's fresh, it's clean, but with a smoky, mysterious smell. It's incredibly wearable. And if you're just after mass appeal and compliments and you just want to play it safe, but with a little tinge of a kind of masculine, dark undertone, then Acqua di Gio Profumo is one of the best out there on the market because it combines an aquatic DNA and fresh DNA with a little bit of a smokiness and a nighttime appeal. Very cool, and most fragrances aren't doing that. So you have a really nice option here if you want ultimate versatility and compliments and also performance. It's a parfum, it always performs good on my skin, and without a doubt, I have to have this one. Let's move over to Carolina Herrera Bronze Tonka. So it's gonna have tonka, but you also have coffee and sandalwood and actually a little bit of oud in here as well. Very unique. This is the first fragrance that I got from this more exclusive line from Carolina Herrera, and I was impressed with it right off the bat. More recently, I picked up Mystery Tobacco, also incredibly impressed with that one. So I'm 2 for 2 right now. There seems to be a lot of good stuff in this line so far, and I'm gonna continue to explore them. But I like this one a lot. Sweet, smooth, creamy with that nice coffee note in here. It's kind of a roasted coffee smell, nice atomizer, nice magnetic cap as well. Presentation's nice, smell is great, very smooth and silky and rich and resinous. And again, for the quality and performance and everything else, it's very impressive stuff. A little bit more pricey given that it's their fancy line, but if you can get it for a bit of a discount, it's worth it for sure. Now, how many of you guys use fragrances to kind of aid in a social setting, to aid in just going out, giving yourself that boost of confidence? I know myself, I do. I hate leaving the house without a fragrance just because it's just that extra boost and that extra pick-me-up that I've been used to having for years now as I've been into this hobby. And a lot of times what comes with that whole social endeavor and fragrances is maybe you're going out with your friends and having a few drinks and that sort of thing, right? And so one thing that is never fun is how you feel the next day after you've had a great night. You wear your favorite fragrance, you go out with some friends, and you just have a great time, you have a few drinks, and you just kind of forget that tomorrow exists until that next day and wake up feeling a little bit bad. So we ended up partnering up with ZBiotics to be the sponsor of this video today. We're going to talk about this here. Now, ZBiotics is a brand that was founded to essentially eliminate that bad feeling that you have the next day after a good night. It's a probiotic drink that breaks down the byproduct of alcohol that sits in your gut. And so when you eliminate that byproduct and break it down, that gets rid of that icky feeling that you have when you wake up. It's really simple, really simple to use. Make this your first drink, okay? Before you get too crazy, drink a bottle of this and then just drink as normal. Now it's important that you follow the normal steps of pacing yourself and staying hydrated and all of that stuff. And just go as you normally would any other time. Try to get a good night's sleep at the end of the night if you can. And then the final step is you wake up the next day feeling just fine. And again, like I mentioned, the way this works is it breaks down the byproduct of alcohol that is produced and stored in your gut. And this byproduct is called acetaldehyde. And it's important to note that it's actually that byproduct that makes you feel bad the next day, not necessarily dehydration. And basically ZBiotics produces an enzyme that helps to break down that byproduct. This comes in packs of 3, 6, 12, 50, and 100, and you could save 20% if you subscribe to Subscribe and Save. Now this product also does have a 100% money back guarantee, so if you're not satisfied, if it just didn't meet your expectations, they're gonna take care of you. And again, this is how it comes right here. Of course, I did have to test it for myself. That's why this one doesn't have the plastic wrap on it, okay? I just left it in there, so this is the complete set how it comes, but I did use it, and I did find that for myself, after just enjoying myself on vacation here this past week, like I had mentioned, this really helped and did the trick for me, and I was very impressed. You know, it's easy to look at something like this and just not really think anything of it and think that it wouldn't work, but you would be surprised, and I encourage you to check it out for yourself. So you can get 15% off your first order of the ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink by using the link below and use the code CHAOS, and again, that gets you 15% off. Again, that's zbiotics.com/chaos for 15% off your first order. And again, thank you to ZBiotics for sponsoring this video. Hopefully you guys check this out. Drink responsibly, be safe, don't go crazy, but hopefully this can help you guys out. I know it did for me. Let's get back into this one. Next up, Dolce & Gabbana, the One Luminous Night. So this one has amber, incense, sandalwood, and dates is some of the main notes, and we're not even on focus here. I love this one here. This is an exclusive edition, right? Kind of like Mysterious Night, Royal Night, so on, which means that it can be a little bit trickier to get. Now, this doesn't factor into my video because for me, I already have it, okay? When doing lists, normally I try to be a little bit more careful with this type of thing, featuring it if you can't get it easily. Same with DIOR Homme Parfum up there. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about things that I have to have, they're already in my collection. I've got backup bottles of the DIOR, I actually don't have this, and so it's not going to influence me here. But I will drop a link down below to where this one has been coming in stock for about $78, which to put into perspective is not that far off from the regular line of the one, right? So you can get this one for a great deal, and I highly recommend it. 100% worth tracking down and being patient and waiting for it. And like I mentioned, when this one does show up in stock, there's going to be a post about it. And next up, we have Afnan 9 p.m. So this one gives you that ultra male smell, right? It's got vanilla, cinnamon, and apple, and I love it. Love everything about it. Presentation is also impressive. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things, but it is an added bonus. The cap is heavy, the bottle is heavy, it's a decently thick glass. It just makes a nice package. It looks sleek, right? You know, a lot of people are gonna prefer the look of this than of the Lamal male torso body, right? If you're trying to proudly display something, most are probably gonna choose this, and I agree. I think this is very sleek looking. It looks nice. It looks expensive even though it's not. $30, $40, somewhere around in there, maybe a bit less. But it really does nail that ultra male smell at a fraction of the price, and it's got great performance. I love this DNA. I've got to have it, and while I love the original ultra male, for me they're kind of interplaceable here. I could choose one or the other and still be super happy with it. And here lately, for whatever reason, I've just really been liking this version a lot. Next up, RASASI HAWAS Plum, apple, bergamot, and ambroxan, along with, or you know, they say ambergris, but ambroxan, and watery notes are some of the main notes. 2015 released, And this kind of originated that Invictus Aqua smell, because Invictus Aqua came out in 2016 initially. So that's where it started here. And this DNA is absolutely a killer in the summertime. It works like nobody's business. It's a strong performer. It's a great compliment getter. It's fun. It's playful. It's sexy. And I've, already confessed my love to this fragrance so many times on the channel that I don't need to go any further. Watch my reviews, watch my lists that feature this, watch my videos. I love this stuff. And when you can get it for about $40 on discounters, it's one of the best deals you can get. Next up, we have Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, Cherry, Almond, Vanilla. That's what this one's all about. So it has that original DNA in here, but heavier and sweeter, basically. And more refined. If I had to choose a favorite between this and the original, it would be this, although I still really like the original. And if I had to choose between this and the Extreme, it's very, very tough. I love the Extreme. I love this one, though. I really would hate to have to do that, and luckily I never actually will, but for the sake of this video, I had to choose one. I can't mull over it for days, and so I throw in the Eau de Parfum. Very happy with it. And I would definitely be happy with having this one just indefinitely. Love everything about this stuff. It's classy, it's refined, it's sophisticated, perfect for fall and winter time. Next up, YSL Le Parfum. So this one here is a really, really solid flanker to, of course, YEDT and EDP. It's got sage, lavender, apple, all of that stuff. Very aromatic in the mid, kind of fruity up top, and then a little bit sweet in the base, like amberwood, amber type of thing going on. Still primarily fresh, it's to me a summery scent, even though there is some sweetness going on. It's just a sweeter variety of a summer scent. It doesn't bother me at all. I love wearing it in the heat, but it's something to be aware of for you. Depends on what you like. But I know for me, again, if I had to choose only 10 that I just cannot live without, this DNA is definitely in that pile, and really the Parfum has kind of become my favorite. Love everything about it. Second to last fragrance, we have Parfums de Marly SEDLEY. So this one here has mint, orange, bergamot, and ambrox, and some other citrus going on, a lemon, that sort of thing, and some minor woods, some light florals, but really you get the idea here with this one. It's a freshie that's kind of minty green up top. Very bright and citrusy and just summer oriented. I've been a fan of SEDLEY for a good while now. If I had to choose between this and Percival, I would take SEDLEY any day. And between this and Greenlee, that's tough. I really like Greenlee, but I still think I would choose SEDLEY. It's actually become one of my favorite from the entire brand of Parfums de Marly, and they have a lot of stuff. Their expertise really is in the sweeter stuff, in my opinion. Leighton, Carlisle, Harrod, all great stuff. But this one here really ranks up high. It's just super pleasant and wearable. And on top of that, it's a good performer, which, it's not something you always get from a summertime scent, even the niche ones, but this one gets it done. And last up, another one that's just very obvious, but I had to do it. It's SPICEBOMB Extreme. Tobacco, black pepper, and vanilla are some of the main notes here with this one. I'm not looking forward to wintertime. I love summer, not ready for it to be over, but this is one of the fragrances that makes it a little bit less depressing when winter comes around, because I finally get to wear this one. And of course you can wear it anytime. If you're in air conditioning, it's 68, 70, 72 degrees, you can wear this and it's not going to get cloying or anything really, unless you're working out and getting super sweaty or something, but you could. But there's something about wearing this with the combination of actual cold weather and also the holiday season. Just really nice, and just is super fitting for that time of year. And again, that is one thing that I do look forward to with wintertime. Same with some of these others in here, winter fragrances. I do love them, and this one for sure I have to have. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. 10 powerful men's fragrances I absolutely cannot live without. These here are all amazing, top tier scents that you guys should definitely check out and pick up if you haven't already. I will link them down below to discounters. And also, again, big thank you to ZBiotics for sponsoring this one. If you want to kind of help mitigate and prevent that rough feeling the next day after a good night, check them out. Like I said, I put it to the test. I used it. The stuff works. It makes you feel better. You don't feel gross and sluggish and all that stuff. It really does do the trick for you. So hopefully it helps you guys out. Chaos for 15% off zbiotics.com/chaos. Hit the first link down below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.